What's up, everybody?
It's Sam.
It's Rohan.
And we are back with
another episode of Pessimistic at Best, the podcast.
Okay, that was awesome. You nailed that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I just started listening to your podcast just on the way over.
Yes.
And that's what I gathered.
Okay, well, you've been getting some good practice in. I'm feeling like you had that one memorized for sure.
Yeah. As you can see, I knew which parts to sing,
100%.
which parts not to sing.
You are the first person who's ever sang it with me.
That's one of the only things I came in. I was like, I want to sing the intro.
Yes. Well, okay. Somebody told me recently that it's giving Disney Channel a little bit, and I was like,
It's a little Disney. Yeah,
that's
it is.
perfect. That's exactly what I want. Did you watch Disney Channel when you were younger?
I did.
You were one of those.
Like Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. And
completely.
Like Sweet Life on Deck.
Right. We love those boys.
The other spin-offs.
Yeah.
Sweet Life, The Dark Years.
Right. Okay. Is that something?
No.
Okay. I was a big Hannah Montana girl.
Oh, yeah. I caught some of that.
Wizards of Waverly Place.
Yeah, Wizards of Waverly Place.
That was
Selena
major.
Gomez, first, crush.
Absolutely. Have you been seeing all of the drama?
Kind of.
I think Justin Bieber is having a little bit of he's kind of spinning out because she's engaged now to Benny Blanco.
But isn't he engaged?
He's married.
He's married, yeah.
And actually he's a father, so it's sort of interesting.
He has a kid too?
To see these things unfold, yeah.
That's wild.
Yes.
The first love type thing.
Well, and then everybody's doing this crazy expose on Hailey Bieber because apparently she's sort of a bit of a stalker fan.
Oh, I didn't know that. She stalks her fans, not the other way?
She stalked him. She was a believer.
Oh, okay.
Big time. And now there's kind of this crazy paper trail.
She groomed him.
Yeah, essentially a little bit, yes. So that sort of sucks. I don't think that he seems particularly happy in his marriage, which obviously I don't wish that upon anybody.
No.
But Selena seems like she's doing awesome.
She does, yeah.
Yeah, she's got lupus,
With her little... She does?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, well.
But she's a survivor, so that's great.
Survivor.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're all survivors of something.
Absolutely. Speaking of, do you watch Survivor?
No.
Do you watch reality TV?
No, I used to watch Vanderpump Rules.
Oh my God, best.
Just while I was working out, because it's just like a funny show to be in the background.
Are you at a public gym?
No, that's just by myself.
This is in private, yeah.
Vanderpump Rules. I would definitely turn it on at the public gym if it was there.
Yeah, I think you might gather a crowd. I think Vanderpump Rules, especially early seasons, best reality TV show maybe of all time.
Most hateable people of all time. It just makes you feel better about yourself.
Yes.
It's like, these people are friends, but
right.
they hate each other.
I do think that is kind of the purpose of reality TV most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
I would say, too, the early seasons, I think it was so... That was one of those reality TV shows where I was like, oh, they just are like this. Like, nobody's acting here. These people are fucking nuts.
And I think that's somewhat true. Mostly true.
Because I think now, even the later seasons, it's so much more scripted or they've all been media trained. How boring is that?
I remember being younger and being like, these people are in their 30s, what?
Yeah.
And then now I'm getting there and I'm like, okay, I
makes
understand.
Perfect sense, yeah.
I'm still doing this nonsense too.
No, yeah. I think also, did you ever work in the service industry?
No.
Because it paints such an interesting picture.
Big ups.
Yes. Right. Cheers to you guys.
Lots of friends who worked in the service industry.
Yeah, I mean, it's not for the weak.
No, it's not.
I hated it. I'm not cut out for that.
Yeah, definitely teaches you a lot.
Yes. Well, because I only really did hosting, bartending. Nope. And that was really just for the brunch crowd. But man, those guys are nuts.
Drag brunch?
I've never did a drag brunch.
Me neither.
Which,
I want to do that this year.
I would. You've never even gone?
No.
Oh my God, you gotta go.
Yeah.
It's the best. I would love to. Well, I got my army around here. My gay army.
Oh.
I'm surrounded.
Yeah, Logan Square. And just you have a lot of
gay friends.
Friends.
Yeah.
Friends who are more interesting than I.
No, don't say that. I think you're fascinating, Rohan. Actually, Owen and I were recently talking about you because he realized that you guys have a mutual friend. Oh, yeah. Well, and he was like, this guy kind of looks like Rohan. And he was like, but he had a handlebar mustache. And I was like, well, Rohan has a handlebar mustache. And then he was like, wait a second. I think this is Rohan. And he was like, well,
I was the mutual friend?
Yeah.
Love that.
Well, I think it was your friend, maybe Molly. You might know.
Oh, okay.
You might know Molly.
Molly Lucas?
Yeah.
Nice.
She may have posted a bunch of stories of you on your birthday.
Yeah, she did.
Okay.
She's my tattoo artist.
Oh, sick.
I just got my first tattoo.
Dope. Oh my God, of what?
It's a spider.
Okay, totally.
I'll show it to you.
Let's see. Show the cam. We definitely want to see. Why the spider?
That's what my mom said too. I was like, I don't know.
Oh my god, it's so cute.
Sorry, I can't lift my sleeve all the way.
Yeah, because you're ripped. Seriously. Muscles way too big.
My mom just saw it for the first time, even though I got it like last year.
Okay.
And she's like, was that a band you like? She just started laughing. She's like, is that a band you like? It must be a band you like. I'm like, no, it's just a spider.
Yeah,
This is kind of how tattoos are. You just
totally.
You don't need to have a lot of meaning.
Well, I just got a bunch of tattoos literally on Friday. Did I show you them?
No.
Okay, well, I posted a couple on my Instagram. Yeah, I got 4, which is kind of a crazy move.
That is crazy.
I literally got my apartment tattooed on my body.
This one?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Which I do just pay rent. Can you see it?
Yeah. No, I like that. That's cool.
So it's my apartment, and then I got Natchville. I got the restaurant.
I missed that place.
Same. That's like number one thing I
should
miss
have gone
about
there
Madison.
more. Like that whole area was just awesome.
I got these too. They're a little scabby
nice.
right now. Yeah,
oyster?
vibes. Yeah. So
those are sweet.
I got them in Milwaukee.
Milwaukee has some good tattoo artists.
I actually feel like I've struggled to find tattoo artists here. I feel like because they're either crazy expensive or, you know, maybe they're bad. But
There's
I went
that
to a
tattoo
girl.
Convention.
Yeah, I think that just happened. Oh my god, the marketing they do for that in this city.
It's all over. Yeah,
it's
I'm like,
everywhere.
Is this going on all the time?
I mean,
that's what I used to think.
It's crazy. It's like on all the buses. You go to a bar, it's on the coaster. I'm like, the marketing budget must
People
be
here
nuts.
like tattoos. I have noticed that.
So true.
Everyone's tatted.
Are you wanting some more?
Definitely got to get some more. I like symmetry, so I can't just stop
right.
with that.
Of course.
Then I'll get the second one.
You're living in agony?
Like, well, I need the symmetry in my legs.
Yes.
And then all my other body parts. Oh, my bad.
Don't worry.
Sorry, rookie over here.
It's okay. You got to get used to holding the mic. It is easy to forget it's in your hands.
Yeah, it is.
Because we're just so chill over here.
So
You're just
chilled.
on my couch.
The edible's kicking in.
Yeah, there you go.
No, just kidding. Just kidding.
I love that you're calling them performance enhancers.
They are
stealing
performance enhancing drugs.
Absolutely.
That I need for certain events like this.
A little podcast, sort of life.
Yeah, any speech I have to give.
Right. Are you giving speeches these days?
Just before football games.
Right. Okay.
Just for my friends.
Right. That's awesome.
Because they're on their phone. It's like the Super Bowl. I'm like,
yeah, we got to motivate these motherfuckers.
Come on.
That's epic. You could totally do a speech at my wedding, Rohan.
Oh, I'm down.
Yeah.
I want to roll.
Yeah. You're doing amazing things. Put a mic in your hands, you're unstoppable, basically.
Couple performance enhancers, yeah, I'll talk about whatever. I'll be like, man, these two, we go way back.
Well, and speaking of love and romance, Rohan is looking for a girlfriend, ladies.
Yeah, that's right. Ladies.
So we've got options.
Ladies of Chicago Metro and beyond.
Yes.
I'm available.
What's your radius on the apps these days?
My douchey cousin, he switched it. It was like 50 or something. He's like, that's way too much. The algorithm's not going to like that. So he switched it to 30. So I'm on 30.
30.
So ladies within 30 miles.
Yes.
I'm available emotionally, physically.
Absolutely.
Mentally.
In all of the important ways.
Mm-hmm. Those are that's it.
Yeah. That's the list.
I can't promise you I'll text you back on time.
No,
but I'm working on that.
I mean, me neither. Even as a friend. I think we should lower that as an expectation, generally speaking.
Totally. Yeah, it's like, because sometimes I'm just like, I don't need to.
Right.
I want to read it and like think about what I want to say.
Right. You're philosophical in that way.
Hours fly by, days.
I know. All of a sudden,
so that's bad. That's bad. It's been a year.
Yeah. What the hell? It's crazy.
Oh yeah, I have Instagram DMs for my friends that I haven't responded to in so long.
And do you open them? Because I feel like the guilty thing for me is like, I'm opening. When
I open them, I always like say something or like give a response.
Good for you.
For most of them, yeah.
I can't say the same. Well, and I know that you're on Hinge. I gave him a review of his profile. I'm not necessarily the most qualified because I've never been on the apps.
I needed the review from a girl I trust.
But we got to get your photos. You trust me?
You got to get the photos. Oh, yes.
Epic.
I trust your taste.
Oh, that's major for me. I'm putting that on my resume.
Yeah. You guys got taste over here.
Yeah, thank you.
In the square.
Absolutely.
I really love that apartment tour guy video.
Thank you.
When he's like, and then someone commented like, of course they live in Logan Square.
Oh my God, we got eaten to shreds.
That got me.
Well, and I feel like so many people are like, okay, Full House-ass couple. Like, you didn't have to tell me they live in Logan Square.
Yeah,
and
Full House-ass couple.
It was so crazy. But, good. Sometimes red for filth. But it's like, I see no lies.
Hey, yeah, no lies.
Yeah.
That's what's up. We're
Somebody tried to be like, this couple has to be bisexual. Yeah, I was eating those up. Yep, straight up.
No, why did they have to be bisexual?
I think it's my haircut.
Yeah,
for
but
sure.
still, what, that doesn't mean anything.
Right, we can't make assumptions these days.
Yeah, come on. People can have whatever haircut they want.
So true. James can have a nose ring. There are no rules.
No rules. Does James have a nose ring?
He has a nose ring.
Okay, sick.
You go study him next time.
I did see that, and I just didn't think about it. No, I remember that.
And so, for the record, you guys, just because we were just chatting about this on the last podcast, Rohan sees the apple.
Yeah, I see the apple.
I'm
not understanding. I've never heard of this, and I'm not understanding.
Totally. I don't see it. So, and that's just an issue for me. But
so the exact directions are like, think of an apple and then close your eyes. Is that what it is?
I think, well, yeah.
Or you're just supposed to close your eyes and there's an apple there.
yeah, duh. That is something actually you should definitely get checked out for if you're experiencing that.
Yeah, you should look into that.
Yeah. No, I think it's essentially basically based on if your imagination is working properly, or there's like a select group of people who apparently can't actually imagine things. Like you can't see anything.
Oh, some quirk.
You just see darkness.
Quirk. Okay,
But I think I have the quirk because I gotta be honest, I just see the back of my eyelids.
But you're an imaginative person, are you not?
I mean, yes.
Yeah.
But I think that in the classic sense, I'm not just like visualize. There's no apple. I don't see it. So who knows? I could be part of the elite group that can't see the apple.
That is a very small elite group.
Well, James is like, that's supposed to be like 2% of the population. I don't think it's you. But he just wants to be so normie core. And it's like,
we're
what
not
if
going to
that's
be
not my
normie core.
truth?
Yeah, we're not going to be normie core.
No way. So I didn't know that you live in Gold Coast. This was actually new news to me.
I did last year, and then I'm in Lincoln Park now.
You're in Lincoln Park now?
Right by the Goose Island.
Okay, so that's interesting. Or is that what I read on your thing? You said Goose Island.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I didn't know people could
live there. I guess
live
it's
there.
technically Lincoln Park, but
Okay.
I just live right across the bridge.
You're telling lies on your Hinge?
Well, I'm lying already on Hinge. Yeah, but I am 5'9". I am 5'9". I'm not.
Don't worry, me neither.
How tall are you?
I think I'm a cool 5'7".
Okay, that's sick.
But sometimes James likes to say he's 5'7", and I'm like, well, I know that's not true.
Sorry, James.
That's a reach for sure. I would say he's probably 5'5", 5'6".
So you like dunk on him when you go to the park?
Totally.
Cross him up?
Yeah, it's awesome.
I love that.
Yeah, women's sports.
Women's sports, yeah.
Which is sick. Well, I didn't know that you were into women's sports. What's your favorite to watch? The Divas? Certainly entertaining.
Yes, I do love WWE. I can't
Watching women kind of smack each other around in that way is so crazy.
Oh, yeah.
I almost feel like they are more intense in some ways.
They are. Sometimes they're straight up, their matches are just more interesting. Like,
totally.
More fun to watch.
Yeah. It's nuts. Seems like we shouldn't be allowed to do those things to each other.
Yeah, wrestling it's crazy because they really are hurting each other.
Right.
For entertainment, just for us.
And then they get the cauliflower ears.
Yeah, they get all the same injuries as real fighters, but with like having to like pull punches.
Totally.
But there's always like real beef going on behind the scenes, which is like
right. I mean, there has to be
blurred lines of like.
I don't think I could be
real, what's not.
friends with somebody and then beat the shit out of them like that.
No, yeah, I can't hang out with them backstage and like I pile drived you.
Right. Yeah, it's actually no worries.
That's no worries.
But I think that women's basketball is awesome.
Yeah, that was probably the first one I got into.
Yeah. Those just some Amazonian women. It's sick.
Yep. I just love basketball, so it's like
yeah.
It's just part of the
Did you do a March Madness bracket?
Yep.
And
it's coming up to the final week. I'm in first place.
Okay.
In 2 of them.
Nice.
I won last year.
Wait, that's awesome. Okay. Are you winning the big bucks?
Winning the big bucks.
Naturally.
Maybe like $500 or something. I don't know.
Yes. Sweet. That's actually awesome.
Yeah, this is how I make all my money on sports tournaments.
Yes. Well, we got to get James in that because, recently unemployed and all.
I got 2 fantasy football titles this last season too.
Oh my God.
Should I just make this a full-time gig?
Yes. Yeah, you might as well quit your job. Fuck law school.
Fuck law school.
Who needs it?
Fuck the government.
I've never participated really in a fantasy. Because are you doing random? Are you you calling the shots?
With friends. It's always with friends.
Like, well, I mean, like, James always just does the random draw.
No, like, I'm picking.
Okay, you're driving the car.
The players, I'm driving the car.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome. I feel like for me, that would be something that I think would be fun if it was like reality TV show.
They should do that.
Yeah.
Like
I could get into that.
Like for the traders, I'm sure they got something like that.
Absolutely. Well, it's so funny now because reality TV, in my opinion, has taken such an interesting turn where like the goal is kind of to just bop around to multiple different, like you just want to get on every single game show that there is. And
be like a C-list celebrity, as you're calling.
Right. That's awesome. Hey, if that's what's speaking to you in terms of a career, if that's what you're passionate about is being C-list.
I want to be famous.
By all means. Yeah, I mean, that's why I have a podcast. It starts right here on this podcast. Absolutely.
They're seeing my face reveal.
Face reveal. Yeah, I think that this is how we get you a girlfriend, Rohan.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
I'll keep coming back.
Yeah, straight up.
One of my New Year's resolutions this year was to be more online.
Okay.
I know I'm sure that's probably the opposite for some people, but that was one of mine. Okay. And I'm doing a good job.
Heck yeah.
I'm like posting stories on Instagram.
Fuck yes.
Like, hey, I'm here.
I did see, I saw that you started a highlight on your Instagram.
I started a highlight. My friend taught me how to do that. It's so exciting. I'm learning new things every day about being online.
I love it. Well, I think I was showing Owen your Instagram and I like showed him your highlight and he was like, wait, these are all from the last 2 weeks. Yeah. And I was like,
and then my last post is from like years ago.
I think this is a new thing that he's exploring, which is awesome for you.
I might have a post due at midnight tonight, so keep an eye out for that.
Yes, okay. Yeah, we're scheduling him out.
That's what I tell my friends when we're out. I'm like, I have a story due tonight.
Yeah.
Just keep that in mind.
No, right. I have to submit a little something. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm treating it like a full job. That's my number one resolution.
Okay, and is that mostly manifesting in terms of social media, or are there other ways you would like to exist online?
Mostly social media for now.
Yeah, for the other people
What are the other ways? OnlyFans?
That could be sick. That could be also a great way to get a girlfriend.
I'll show hole.
Yeah.
Should stare into the camera.
There are definitely people who are going to pay for that.
For sure, yeah. There's definitely a lack of hairy Asian. There's probably some holes on there from other dudes, but there's definitely a lack of Asian holes.
Well, and my question for you is, if you were to do an OnlyFans, how do you market it? Like, are you giving away a little bit of hole for free? Are you putting it on your personal Instagram? Are we keeping them separate?
Oh, I can't have it on the personal Instagram.
Okay, we're not mixing.
It'd be like a different life.
Right. A pseudonym, like we're going
by maybe a pseudonym, like Mark Twain.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, he seems like he would do OnlyFans. For sure. For sure.
If he was around today.
Our friend works in I believe the proper term is like, okay, it's not going to come to me. He technically works in sort of the porn industry. The adult industry, I think, is the industry term.
Sure, the adults.
And he just does like Q&A testing for one of their websites.
Okay, yeah.
But
I thought he was a porn star or something.
Yeah. Which would be sick.
That'd be sick.
Yeah. And James was like his friend. Basically, he offered to potentially like slide him a couple like potential jobs. Right. And I like asked him, like James was like, yeah, I'm applying to this job. And he was like, oh, it's, I was like, what is it? He was like, he said like a video hand or something, or like and I was like, oh, so you're going to be shooting pornos?
You're shooting porn, James?
Yeah, which would be sick. Industry change, a bit of a shift.
Mm-hmm,
Not sure how his current resume would stack up, but no, it was for it was for something completely different.
Oh, okay.
So, no worries, but perhaps next time.
Next time, yeah.
That could be your way in. Sometimes you just got to know a guy.
Way into the industry? Yeah, that's what I want.
I hear it makes tons of money.
Yeah, I'm just looking for some money.
Yeah, desperate times.
The OnlyFans people are making just insane amounts of money.
I mean, it is true.
I saw a girl like Karina Koff. I don't even know who that is, but
totally.
She made like 500 plus million, and she's like retired, like in like a year.
That's awesome.
She's like, I'm retired now.
I mean, there is something to be said for that.
There's something to it.
Yeah. I saw too, because, so the thing several years ago when influencers were on the rise, it was like all of the like influencer houses. Mm-hmm. And now OnlyFans models are starting houses.
House.
Yes. Yeah. So that's sick.
They're really doing it.
I think it's so important to just put these groups of people all together in one home. So smart.
The creatives got to always work together, whatever creative industry that is.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then it's like so great because you guys can bounce ideas around. You're all in one place. Yeah. So that's awesome.
Lift your leg up like this.
Right.
At this angle.
We're sharing pro tips.
Yeah, all that.
Yeah, so that's crazy. I do have a friend who participated in sort of like just the feet pics of it all for a while. I think that I could get down with.
Yeah, I'm just showing feet.
Yeah, right.
I don't know if there's a market for my feet, but
you have to assume.
There probably is.
For sure.
I'm not a foot person, but
there's
people who are really into it are really into it.
Yeah, I've always I don't think that feet are very attractive on anyone.
No, I've never thought. Yeah, I'm like, I don't want to see that.
Right.
I certainly don't want to put in my mouth.
Put the dogs away.
No, put those things away.
Well, have you ever seen the toe thumbs?
Toe thumbs?
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't think so.
Have you ever paid close personal attention to Megan Fox's thumbs?
Oh, yeah. She's like the webbed.
She's got toe thumbs.
The web thing going on. That's toe thumbs?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They're just kind of short and stubby, and they look more like big toes than, thumbs might normally look.
Yeah, that's a deal breaker for me. Sorry, Megan Fox. Sorry.
Right. Yeah,
MGK,
she cannot apply to the girlfriend position.
She's out.
Are they still together?
No.
They're having beef for a while.
They've always been having beef. I don't think they're together.
They had a baby though, or are having a baby.
Did they? You might be right.
Someone's pregnant.
Someone's pregnant.
Well, and you said you're not sure about the kids.
About having them?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, yeah, I'm not so sure.
Same. These days, I don't know if it's always wise to pop a kid out.
Also, this is the age where people are like, I need to decide if I have to have a kid now, and I'm like, I'm just not even there yet.
Oh, totally. Well, I think that's right. I suppose it depends on the age of women you're seeking out, but I do think that I'm counting down my days.
For sure, yeah.
I'm due to expire.
Clock. Yeah. The shot clock's winding down.
Mm-hmm.
Little basketball reference.
Oh my gosh! See, this is why we gotta keep you around. Then I can really up my sports lingo.
I'm a full fanatic.
James's friend, James did a March Madness, which I wouldn't say is really his place either. He knows nothing. And we were driving somewhere and he was like, oh yeah, like Adam asked if you wanted to be in it too. And I completely was like, there's somebody else in the car because I know he's not talking to me.
Did you do it?
No.
You should just do it just for fun. Just pick random teams. Like,
I mean, there is something about it where I think the part about that seems fun to me is there's a reason to care about every single game, and then you automatically have some fun social stuff to do.
Right, like you're automatic, like even if you don't know, like even where the college is or whatever, you're just like, I need them to
right.
Win. It is a fun.
I need my guys.
I need my guys,
points.
my girls.
Yeah.
The girls tournament too.
Okay. And so, are you winning a guys tournament, women's tournament?
Winning the guys. None of my friends have done like
women's
with money
because they're scared.
They're scared. I'll get them to next year.
Okay.
Like since it's right there, it says like men's and women's, so I just always make both.
Yeah.
But mostly following the men's side.
Is it ever fun to make a bracket without putting money on it?
Yeah, definitely. I think
boring?
That's still fun.
Doesn't have any no stakes.
No stakes though, so
much.
Like I just love the game anyway, so I don't need the stakes.
Okay.
So without the money, I don't know if I need to even do that.
Makes total sense. Can you bet on, or is there brackets for like the divas? Can you do that?
No, there should be.
Totally.
It is scripted, so it's like that's iffy.
Right, it's rigged.
They were on They did just get on DraftKings, like wrestling did.
Okay.
But it's still like only certain like things because it is.
Yeah. Is it like from start to finish, or do they ever?
No, lots of improv.
Okay.
So like the big events of it are scripted, like who's gonna win the match. But then but then what goes on in the ring is not always like a lot of like freestyling.
That's sick.
Which is cool. Yeah, I like that.
Well, I used to be my best friend Annie growing up. I would go over to her house and we would watch Friday Night SmackDown.
Oh yeah.
And Monday Night Raw.
Oh yeah.
Which was awesome. And there was that guy. He came in. It was back in the days when John Cena was participating. But then there was one guy whose whole thing was he had like an Undertaker vibe. Was that his name?
He was the Undertaker.
Okay, yes. Yeah, and that would be why that was his vibe.
That was a great era that's when I was watching too.
It was so theatrical. Yeah.
I was gonna say it's like drag brunch.
So true.
I've never been, but like it's pretty much the same.
You have to assume, yeah.
Well, it's like the drag queen names and the wrestler names. If you just put them out, like You wouldn't be able to tell like which one's which.
No, so true.
There's entrance music,
costumes,
all that. The general athleticism.
Right, that is sort of just the straight person.
WWE is drag for straight guys, yeah. For the straights.
That's so true. No, that is so true. That's a great comparison.
I'll take you to a wrestling event if you take me to drag brunch.
Okay, that is such a good deal.
Let's do it.
What, can you go to those? Where are those?
They're always in Chicago. Like,
okay,
they're just cycling through.
Okay, like at like an arena or something.
Arena, yeah.
Totally.
United Center.
Not at a brunch place.
They're not at a brunch. They're not at brunch places, but there is food.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah, don't worry. You'll get your some.
You'll get your fix of
absolutely.
We all secretly love drag. It's just in different forms.
Different forms, and more people should realize that. In fact, more straight people should realize they're just like gays.
Yeah, that's right. They do need to realize that.
Yeah, in fact, we should just reach across the pond. Same. Absolutely. No, I think I would love to take you. I think you would thrive at a drag brunch. Have you seen any drag even at the nighttime?
I saw the musical Kinky Boots when I was younger. Okay. So that's the closest I've gotten.
Absolutely. Honestly, that is close, relatively speaking.
And I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. No, drag is awesome. I brought James to, something that's very sad. Have you ever been to Tits in Milwaukee? It's like the oldest
but I know where
that
is. I did read about that. That is actually so messed up. That's like historical. That's really unfortunate.
Trixie Mattel was an owner.
I saw that. I'm like, I don't know any of the drag, but I have heard that name.
Of course, she's up there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we went to see Trixie and Katya live in Milwaukee, and then we went to Tits afterwards, and she was there, and it was awesome. I was too scared to actually say anything to her, but we shared space.
Milwaukee seems to have a good like gay, or like just they're open to that
totally
historically. I don't know. So certain people.
No, totally. I completely agree.
Maybe not the politicians, but like the people.
Right. No, I think it is sad that that's kind of like
that's pretty messed up. That's like a historical landmark that should be like almost protected.
But my Milwaukee friends did say that area it is a bit boring nowadays.
Oh, okay. Like it's just not as...
Just like there aren't a ton of bars near there.
Like you're gay.
If you're there,
friends?
you're there. Yeah, and also straight ones.
Okay.
Just kind of that section of Milwaukee.
Damn.
My parents grew up in Milwaukee, and for a while they were like downtown was like just businesses. They kind of forgot how to have a nightlife. Mm-hmm. So I feel like that's something Milwaukee is still figuring out.
You're still figuring that out. Like I do love the bar scene there. And I always have a good time.
Yeah. Because were you live in Brookfield?
Yeah. So I go to Milwaukee quite a bit.
Yeah.
I still do.
Milwaukee's great. I think like Ben and them are now in Bayview. Bayview was so cute.
I used remember hating on it as a child. Like,
oh, really?
But now like as like post college and just like
going
and exploring, I'm like Milwaukee's great. Like
I think so too. I feel like for a while there kind of got a bad rap. I also feel
definitely
like
a bad rap.
Madison sticks his little nose up at Milwaukee sometimes.
For sure. They're more educated than us.
Yeah, and like, are we even?
No. I love Madison too. Another small town that's like it's great.
Would you ever want to end up back in Milwaukee?
Maybe like when I was younger, I would always be like, no, I'm getting as far away from here as possible.
Totally.
But now I'm like, this is such a like a good vibe. Like
I know.
Maybe.
I think so too. There's a part of me that I would be interested also in like seeing what Madison would be like a little bit older. I think Madison, for when you're our age, fucking sucks. Like, I feel like a little bit after college, there's really not anything to do because it's either college bars.
We're in like the in-between college and adult years kind of. And
it's challenging. I think also, especially after the pandemic, because there was really nothing stayed open late. Like, everything closed at 1.
That's true. Yeah, that was a bad time.
It was so bad.
Yeah, no graduation for me.
You didn't?
No.
Oh, so sad.
That was kind of sad. Because I went to my friend, I did a 5th year, so we like celebrated my other friends graduating. Yeah, and that was just so fun. Like,
yep. Well, I participated in the graduation, like before my super senior year, and I actually still to this day am not 100% sure that I graduated school. But
you got the diploma. I'm sure it's somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we got the virtual
saw
ones.
It with my eyes.
That's right. Yeah, we got the virtual one. So yeah, I didn't graduate either.
I'm too scared to check like the bursar's office or whatever. In fact, it's none of my business.
That means we can have a grad party.
Yes.
Grad party. It was postponed from COVID.
Yes.
It's still happening.
Yeah, that's actually a great idea. Get the tent, make the finger food. Classic.
Gifts.
Right. Yes. Yeah, make one of those cute boxes where everyone can put checks.
We deserve to celebrate our undergrad graduation. Okay.
Let's. How are you feeling about no pitchfork this year?
I was really upset about that.
Same.
Because like just culturally, like that's just for our region, like that's just like the most eclectic lineups.
Totally.
I remember we met one of your friends there who did the booking, and I'm like,
yeah.
I mean, it's just these type of people that are just music nerds.
I know.
And that's what you want.
Yes.
Now it's like corporations booking, like Lollapalooza, like the lineups have fallen to just top 40. There's obviously going to be good artists there all the time, but
I've never been. Are you going?
I went with Ben in college, and it was so fun. But that was when we saw like Radiohead, and they had like a crazy lineup of bands from all over the world.
I was thinking about going
because all my friends still go, and it's just something to do.
I'm like, am I allowed to go for the first time ever as a 29-year-old woman?
Definitely, it is a lot of youngsters. It's a lot of youngsters, but
well, that kind of also reminds me of like Summerfest, because I feel like around like 8 or 9 p.m. all the Milwaukee youths come flooding the scene.
Definitely.
And then it's just like a bunch of high schoolers in front of you making out, and then they turn around and like ask you if you'll buy them a beer. You know,
that would be happening.
That's kind of the vibe.
Summerfest is a mix of like either really old people or just like the youngest people.
Totally.
And we're kind of in the in-between age again.
Yes. It's a fascinating vibe. Although, okay, am I wrong about this? Did it used to run for 2 straight weeks?
It did, yeah.
And now it's 3 weekends. 2 straight weeks.
And now, they switched it to like Thursday through Saturdays.
Okay. Can you still get in with a can of soup?
Oh, yeah. Still get in the can of soup.
That's fucking awesome.
I still like to go to Summerfest every year. Like,
yeah, I want to hit it at least once.
There's always, it's a good time.
I'm going for Allie and AJ. Those are my girls.
Hell yeah. You kind of look like Allie and AJ combined.
Okay, I'm going to tell them you said that. I love those girls. I've seen them in concert like 3 or 4 times already.
What's the song, Untouched? Or
the main one is Breakup song. Potential breakup song. But they're on the same stage as Natasha Bedingfield this year. Like, yeah, I got to see that.
Oh, that's a banging show.
It's a lineup. So I can't wait. But we can get into your good, bad, ugly if you're feeling ready.
Let's do it.
Let's start with your good.
Okay, all right.
I can't wait.
One of them was going to be wrestling, but we already kind of touched on that.
Hell yeah.
We can go into it more.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. We talked about how it's like drag.
Have you ever participated in wrestling? Do you wrestle?
No, I did like Taekwondo growing up.
Oh, that's sick.
A few jiu-jitsu classes.
Fuck yes.
I want to get back into that.
That's awesome. Isn't Joe doing that? Joe is something.
Like actually him and Sam Satowski.
Of course.
They like both got into it, and like they've taken a bunch of classes.
That makes total
sense. He could probably Joe could choke me out.
Totally. That'd be sick.
I remember
I'd pay to see that.
He put Connor Wadey in a triangle, and there's a really good picture of that.
I actually think I've seen that.
That one's really good.
I hate it. Yeah, I hate it for sure.
Oh, back into wrestling. I was just gonna say, everyone secretly likes wrestling, even if they don't know it. Like,
okay.
It's just one of the. It's like sometimes I'll say wrestling is more real than real life.
Oh, okay, okay, I'm into that. Hot
like
take.
you ever watch like The Bachelor or The Bachelorette or something, and they're just like, I just feel like it's just been a lot or something like that. It's just like just say what you mean.
Totally.
But because wrestling is like the show, it's like the bad guys have to be like really bad and they have to like show it.
Totally.
And the good guys have to be really good and like they have to like go out of their way to like show like I am good.
Right.
And that's kind of nice.
That's
People are very guarded and shy. Like
so true.
I feel like with with love or something, it's like you should be open. Like you shouldn't be just
say with your chest.
Just like I'm just having like it's been a lot. They say that all the time on that show.
They do. Yeah. And I think it's interesting now because nobody can. I think everyone's afraid of being perceived.
That's true. There's the camera.
But not these wrestlers.
No. They're just fully in the character.
Absolutely. Is wrestling to you specifically like a WWE? Like a scripted theatrical? Or is it ever like 2 guys on a mat?
Only for the first time was watching the NCAA.
Okay.
Because it's like really competitive. It's like pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But no, that was my first time getting into that.
Okay. Not the same.
Not the same, no.
Harder to tell who's good and who's bad.
Yeah, like one of them could be a really bad guy, but I don't know.
Right,
because they don't get to do a little speech or they don't get walkout music.
So true. How boring. Well, what I think is so interesting about, because, okay, that one to me is more of a performance than anything else, like a WWE. But I do always think that it's interesting sports like baseball that do still have like a level of theatrics, like a walkout song, or it's so funny.
When the closer comes out, he plays a song. At the game yesterday, like our closer came out and they're showing him down the tunnel. He's chugging a bottle of water. He just throws it to the side of the wall. It was so funny.
It's badass.
he's like, let's go.
Well, and then there are those special teams that sort of just dance. I think they play baseball too. You know the people I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah, that's right. The Savannah Bananas.
Yes.
Yeah, they just do be dancing the whole time.
And so is that real baseball?
So it's like real players who like, that's like their summer job.
Oh.
So it's kind of like, it's like Harlem Globetrotters, but for baseball.
Okay.
Like they're trying to be as theatrical as they can.
Who are they playing against? There's got to be another one.
I forget the name of the other team, but they play the same team like every time.
Right.
That's
there's only so many.
It's just their dancing rival.
So then that's more like, a show that's going on tour than like.
Yeah, it's not really like real. They're not really keeping the stats like for that.
Okay, that's sick. I wonder how you try out for that. You just have to like do a cool dance or something.
Yeah, you got to be. They are good at baseball.
Yeah.
Because they're like actual players who are trying to like make it up.
Right, and then you have to wonder like which one came first. Were you good at baseball or were you good at dancing?
Or being in the musical.
Yeah. Yeah, right. That's like such a Troy Bolton.
Definitely, yeah. That's definitely High School Musical vibes.
Yeah. Okay, well I think wrestling is good. You could convince me of that.
Hell yeah.
And I would love to go.
And then once you go to a show, then you'll really understand.
Yeah. Or do you typically root for the good guys or the bad guys?
Sometimes I'll lean bad for the most part, just because it's funny. Like they're being really fun, doing like really funny betrayals and stuff.
Yes.
But
it'd probably be more fun to be the bad guy.
It is, yeah. I'd say like every like legend like they've had to do both. Like they have.
What was John Cena?
So funny enough, he just switched to heel like for the first time in like 25 years.
Okay.
This is his last season, he says.
Isn't he ancient these days?
He's ancient, yeah.
Yeah.
But he's like, this is it. I'm going out.
He's a huge guy.
He is, yeah. All these guys, they be lifting.
Totally. I love that for them. Well, then he's funny because he like randomly does comedy. So it's like, yeah, you're a performer. You're an actor.
He's in movies. He's a whole actor.
Yeah.
Man. He's in Fast and Furious. My favorite franchise.
Yes. How many of those are there these days?
I think they just did their 9th, maybe.
Okay.
And the last one is coming out.
They want to land on 10. Classic.
I think that's what it is. I might even be off. Like, it might be more than that.
10, I think, might be too many movies. Maybe
it might be too many, but they've stayed good.
Totally. Did the female James Bond come out yet?
No, it's a male again.
Oh, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Aren't we supposed to be getting one of those?
Yeah, that was supposed to happen this year, but it got delayed.
Right.
I don't know, the strike.
Classic.
These studios are just messing around.
Well, you have to assume that a female James Bond will solve all of the world's problems.
Yeah, I think so too. If she's a baddie.
Yes. Requirement. Okay, well, how about your bad?
Okay, bad. I saw this week this like baby company is coming out with breast milk flavored ice cream. Did you see that? Yeah, that's what I thought at first too.
And it's for babies.
No, it's for us.
Oh. It's for us.
I've never thought about trying. I mean, I have tried it as a child, but
breast milk.
I've never thought about doing that as an adult.
Well, and yeah, it seems like something we should stay far away from. We should stay
away from the wacky. Why are so many wacky flavors? Like,
well, I gotta be wondering, like, is that an artificial flavor? How are we flavoring?
I didn't even think about that.
We're just like farming these women to make us this.
I have said I'll try anything. You know, in the past, that is me. I'll try anything. But
you got to put that on the Hinge profile.
Yeah, I should. I'll try anything twice.
Okay, and what company is this? A reputable company?
Yeah, it's some like well-known baby company.
I hate it.
I'm not in that scene.
Right.
I haven't.
As we know, perhaps uninterested.
Perhaps never.
Well, especially if they keep doing weird things like this.
Baby breast ice cream.
Careful, you're FBI agent.
Yeah, I'm that's true. I work for the government. This could cook me.
Baby
it's
breast.
Frida. Have you heard of that?
Yeah.
They make a a breast pump allegedly.
Okay. Oh, see, and that's bad because now you've got to be wondering, is their breast pump responsible?
Yeah, if they're doing these offshoot projects that we didn't ask for. But what are they up to behind the scenes?
That's messed up.
And like, of course, babies really like breast milk, but I don't care about their opinion.
Totally, that's kind of their whole thing.
They don't know anything.
That's the only thing they've got going for them. No, yeah.
Their market research on new flavors in the ice cream industry in general has to just be better.
Absolutely.
We got to be better.
Well, and okay, is this an actual dairy product?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It's coming out in 9 months, they said, just
a classic.
Classic.
That had to be, okay, wait. Did you see this?
I thought it was April Fool's too, but I kept looking into it, and no, it's real, sadly.
Okay, that is so messed up.
I was like, surely this is April Fool's. But
surely.
Nope.
Well, I was even just thinking yesterday or the other day that like milk as a concept, like the fact that we find other animals and we squeeze their breasts,
milk them. See what comes out,
is not quite right to me. Like, and who was the first one to kind of be like, you know what, we should try?
Well, like with like goats and stuff, I get it because they're like they have the same udder system.
Sure.
But yeah, you're right. They'll just squeeze anything these days and make it into a milk. We're good on milk.
Are you a milk drinker?
I used to drink. That's how I got these big bones. But not anymore in my age.
You've decided your bones are big enough.
But I used to drink like 6 glasses of milk as a child.
Okay, that's a bunch. In like one sitting, in a day? In a day.
Okay. I used to, because I was like, this is good for me.
Right.
I'm going to do it a lot.
Well, I know Big Milk was sort of a...
They really were. Big Milk, they're everywhere.
Yeah. So that was quite the
They'd have my favorite basketball player like dunking with like a milk mustache. And I'm like, well,
I know.
How am I going to dunk if I don't have 9 glasses of milk a day?
No, so true. The propaganda was surrounding us. Well, because James is still a milk drinker to this day. I actually found a hilarious video of him. I'll have to show you after the pod that I took forever ago. It was during the pandemic. And James was attending the virtual Tory Lane's social distancing tour.
Love that. I attended that as well.
And he's sitting on the couch. He's in pajama pants. He's eating some pizza and he's drinking a glass of milk. And like my video is him just kind of like sitting there with his phone, taking a sip of his milk and then wiping his hand on his pizza. It's fucking hilarious.
At the virtual show?
At the virtual Tory Lane's.
For all those virtual shows, I was up dancing.
Totally.
Yeah.
Right. He could have been showing a little more enthusiasm.
Yeah, he clearly wasn't excited about the Tory Lane show.
Well,
not
you
as much as me.
Put yourself in the scene.
Yeah, because that was a tough time for
a
concert goer like myself.
I mean, I specifically remember like being on FaceTime and doing shots with friends, and then it's like you hang up, and now you've done a bunch of shots, and you're alone. I watched
a Tame Impala concert with my friend.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, dark times, but
super dark times.
We made it past it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't necessarily come out of those times drinking more milk, but to each their own.
I think I got COVID like 3 times.
I think I'm probably up there at this point now too.
Yeah, they just didn't really deal with it properly, and it just went crazy.
Absolutely. Okay, how about your ugly?
Oh, what is it? Oh, this one's a little more serious. But it's just how like, noblesse oblige. It's like this... It's this old concept of like, if you're really wealthy, not necessarily an individual, but even like a country, like you should have some responsibility to like take care of others.
Okay, I completely agree.
And that's kind of just been gone with like the current
administration
batch of rich people that we see. They're just selfish. They're in it for themselves.
I completely agree.
Like the rich people used to give us like national parks, like museums.
So true.
Libraries, like.
Where's all the cool stuff?
I think Carnegie founded like thousands of libraries. He's like, and he even said like, if I die like rich, like I'll be ashamed or something like that.
100%.
And like, could you imagine Elon doesn't even know which kids are his. He's just paying child support payments all over the place.
I know he's just kind of slinging out cash left and right, but not necessarily to the right folks.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, they're promoting more than just not doing anything. Like that's one thing. It's like they're actively promoting bad things like
100%.
Climate change denial.
Yes.
Anti-human rights like LGBTQ, all this. Like, bad politicians who will just give them tax cuts.
Right.
Lots of like just open favors going on.
Well, and I also feel like, several hundred years ago, the rich people were certainly much more wealthy than, so many. However, I feel like the disparity was so much smaller.
So much worse. There's that too.
Like, I can't even $1 trillion. I can't.
No, like that's insane.
I can't even think about that. That's not going to actually make sense in my brain.
Mm-mm.
So, I mean, that whole thing is crazy. James was just telling me that Elon Musk had been, apparently had tweeted some shit like, if you give me a plan for how to solve world hunger, I'll do it. And like who or one of those like actually wrote up a plan, and he was like, nah, fuck that. You're a piece of shit person.
That's another thing with the really rich people now is like we're supposed to take them as like they're geniuses, and it's like no, not necessarily.
100%.
Like maybe a few of them, but you're not like they just happen to cheat and scam their way to the top.
For sure.
That doesn't mean you can like be a genius at everything. This was Kanye's problem too.
So true. Is he billionaire these days?
He was close, I think, but maybe not.
I think several of the Kardashians have crossed that threshold.
They have, yeah. Even Kylie with the makeup stuff.
Right.
Skims is popping. I have a few pairs, so I did contribute. The underwear is
You're
good.
You're part of the problem.
The underwear is solid. Yeah, I'm gonna throw those away.
Well, and I know that you said that you don't necessarily want money. That's not a goal of yours.
No, like I don't need a lot of like I'm.
Right.
I like having
just enough
friends, connections.
100%. I do think oftentimes money does come at the risk of those things.
Sure. Yeah. Definitely.
Although, in some ways, more people will flock to you, but those are fake friends.
Fake friends. That's another thing that happened to Kanye.
Right. Boy. It's so hard to be Kanye.
It's so hard to be Kanye.
Honestly, wish him the best. He's always doing some crazy stuff.
No, yeah, the real Kanye, he has like no friends or fans anymore.
Right.
Kind of sad.
It is sad. Is he still dating the Kim lookalike that he made walk naked at the...
I heard they broke up.
Okay.
But yeah, I think they're not together anymore.
I saw a hilarious TikTok that was like, what's her name? Bianca something? They were like, it was a TikTok being like Bianca like packing up her stuff when she breaks up with Kanye. And it was like holding these really...
just some lace.
Small, non-existent... Yeah, it was actually so
just some
good.
pantyhose.
Yeah. I feel sad for her, but these crazy things
I think she's out
happen.
of it now. Maybe she wanted to wear those things.
Right.
But maybe not.
Did you, do you pay any attention to Julia Fox?
Yeah, a little bit.
I love her. I'm obsessed with her. She's fascinating to me.
I liked her on her song with Charlie XCX.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and she's all over the place, Like, I feel like the first time she came up on my radar, she was in Uncut Gems.
Uncut Gems.
And I read her I Love a Celebrity memoir. I like to get in the minds of the greats.
You gotta have a memoir when you're done.
Absolutely. No, I would sort of love to write a book someday. We'll just have to figure out, what that looks like. But surely one of these days I'll get around to it.
It should be like a pop-up picture book style.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Wow, a pop-up book. I haven't read one of those in ages. That's a great idea.
Hell yeah.
I'm keeping you around, Rohan. But I read her memoir, and she apparently was able to kind of sneak out of the relationship with Kanye without actually signing the NDA, and he thought that
they were together for 1 weekend or so.
I think it was like a month or something.
Oh, word.
And she kind of got to talk about him a little bit in the book, and it was fascinating.
Okay, that is interesting because he is very strange.
He just definitely does not live on the same planet Earth that I do.
He's on a different planet, yeah.
Totally. But, rich people are into doing that. You heard that they're sending a bunch of ladies to space?
Yes, I did. Gayle King. Gayle King, stay with us.
Stay with us. I know. And it's like, Katy Perry, what are you doing up there, girl? But she's one of those ones where, it's hard to love her these days.
No, she's become kind of cringy. She's a legend, but...
She's, right.
But yeah, she is becoming kind of cringy.
She's
The I Am a Woman song.
Yeah.
And the video.
Really bad.
Really bad.
Yeah, we can't be doing that. I know. Well, and then have you seen Gwen Stefani is over here? She's promoting the Halo app, that super Christian.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's all of them. All
is
my
that
girls.
Mark Wahlberg's app?
I believe so. Yeah. These people.
If you're really into religion like that, you probably did something bad.
Totally.
Like Mark Wahlberg,
you're
beat
trying
up
to
the
anoint for your
Vietnamese
sins.
guy and stuff.
Yeah.
When he was younger.
It's horrible.
Horrible.
Completely. You have to assume that most rich people probably have a few skeletons in their closet.
Definitely, yeah. See, this is why another reason I don't want a lot of money. Like they're always on some bullshit.
Right.
I don't want to be in that bracket.
It's not worth the risk.
I don't want to be in that bracket.
Mm-mm. Have you done your taxes yet?
Yeah, I get them done.
Okay, totally.
I don't do them myself.
That's nice. Are yours complicated?
No, not complicated. So pretty easy. I guess I could do it myself.
No
Save
worries.
some money. That's good. That's a good idea, Sam. I never
How much
considered.
does it cost to get those done by a third party?
I don't even know.
Because I feel like TurboTax these days is so much money. This is my first year doing the thing you're supposed to do, which is like a free tax USA.
Okay.
And to be honest, I found it to be relatively easy. But I have very uncomplicated taxes. No dependents.
Yep, no dependents.
No strange, weird sources of income.
Nothing to write off.
Since I haven't started my foot picks business yet.
Yeah, soon we'll have a bunch of stuff to write off.
Yeah. Soon we'll be entering the next tax bracket. And then we'll have to anoint for our sins.
And then we're going to have to deal with that tax brackets bullshit, whatever they're into.
Absolutely.
Something bad.
Well, I read something recently about a woman who completely removed like money and capitalism from her life. Granted, she did this, at the age of like 60 or something. She already had a home, which I think is sort of the hard part.
She's missing, leaving out a few details there.
So she had already like paid for her house, but she literally took all of her money out of her. She quit her job, took all the money out of her bank, gave it to her daughter, and like started basically like a small farm in her backyard. And she says everything that she does now is pretty much like gift or barter based. And there's a part of that
like old times.
Right. There's a part of that I certainly admire.
Yeah.
But it's like, well, what if I want to go to like a concert?
Exactly. Yeah. It's like I still want to see my favorite band.
Perhaps a restaurant.
A wrestling show.
Yeah.
Drag brunch.
So, I feel like there has to be a happy middle.
There's a middle. Like
you
can't fully escape money.
Right.
But capitalism doesn't even mean just like money. Like
it's true.
We should try to escape
100%
negative parts of capitalism that are occurring now.
I completely agree.
But I definitely couldn't go full barter system.
I know.
Wear a loincloth.
Well, it's hard for me because I sort of love my stuff.
Yeah, I also like my things, like my sneakers.
Like my stuff. Yeah, and then I would love to just have some more things from time to time.
Exactly, yeah.
But, I could make things for people. I think I could do that.
Yeah, you'd actually be good at the barter system.
A handmade gift.
Yeah. I don't have anything to give.
Well, you're going to get into cooking, so perhaps
that's
I could
make some dishes.
Yeah.
I could show hole.
Yes. Yeah, I think
So, I have something to offer. Yeah, why not?
I think you're actually all set. Yeah, you have very entrepreneurial mindset.
I think I'm going to leave capitalism.
In the dust.
The dust.
And just start showing hole and see what that brings. What kind of gifts.
What's a recession-free job? Apocalypse
so true.
Proof.
Yes. Do you believe in the apocalypse? You gonna get your pack?
No.
Your pack of
Nothing
stuff.
like that.
I think if the apocalypse hits, I'm all set.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'm not gonna try to
survive.
What
would that look like? Like all the nuclear bombs go off, I guess.
I think
that's one way to get it done.
Do you believe in aliens?
Yeah, I do. But I just don't think we'll ever reach them.
James is convinced they're already here.
Oh, they may already be here. That's kind of the opposite of what I was saying. But I like that.
I think there are definitely, there's other things going on in the universe for sure. But I don't know about all the UFO type of stuff.
Oh, like that stuff? That's some baloney.
Right.
That's just some media sensationalism, I feel.
Completely.
I talked to a kid at my high school's Christmas party.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
he works for the drone program at at the Marines or whatever.
Okay.
And he's like, yeah, there are drones like where they're just like people saw one and then they'd interview like 10 people and be like, there's 10.
Of course.
Like stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think it would be sick to see an alien at some point in my life.
That'd be cool if they're real aliens. Like I want them to be real UFOs, but
maybe they're cool.
I feel
maybe
like
they're coming here to save us.
our military weapons.
Yeah.
The advanced stuff, because that's where all our money goes. So
right.
They probably have some really sick stuff now.
Which is the best part about paying taxes is funding wars.
Wars. We get to see the UFOs that are ours.
Right. Yes, and then hypothesize about.
Yeah, and then think about our more like the universe.
Well, did you see that the government is texting out all of their war secrets So that's a cool thing that's going on.
They're group chatting just like us.
We could get in the
I
signal.
enjoyed that. They're using emojis just like us. It's very silly.
Cosplaying.
Yeah, we just got the Houthis and they're like,
right.
Muscle, fire emoji.
Yeah, there is something so disheartening about
that.
Very,
very upsetting. All of it.
It's just nuts. The world we live in.
Also, at every chance they get, they're like shitting on our allies.
Oh, for sure.
Like they just shat on all of Europe in the group chat.
Right.
They're all the people who have been nice to us in the past. They're like, fuck these guys.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame them. I saw something that I think Europe is basically like suggesting, like all the EU is suggesting people do not come here.
Oh yeah. I was just in Florida and my uncle was saying like Canadians spend like billions of dollars at Disney and like the government they're like 80% of business this year from Canada is like gone.
That's crazy.
Which is insane.
I didn't know that about Canada.
I wouldn't go either.
No.
Yeah, Canada's all up in our business.
Did I ask you this already?
No, I have been many times.
Oh, okay.
as a youth.
Totally. I've never been. My parents, I don't know, my family didn't feel called to, have you been to both?
My family, I've only been to the Florida one.
Okay.
There's Orlando. California, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't done that one.
What's your favorite ride?
Ooh, I used to love the Jurassic Park ride.
Sick.
I'm sure
there's dinosaurs.
I ran that so many times.
That's awesome.
Another one I really liked was it was called like Fast Ride or something crazy, and it was like you sit in a little car and they take you. Oh, it's called Test Track.
Nice.
That's another banger. They take you down like the car assembly line, but
then
yeah, this is great. I'm a nerd. And then at the end, they like let you loose onto like the track, and you like they like goes really fast, and like you feel a few G's. And nice. I also ran that one a lot.
I feel like something I could get into that I've never done before would be a bumper cars. I think I would love bumper cars. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we could get into it.
Yeah, I think I could. I'm 2025. I'm leaning into bumper cars.
That's a good goal.
Yeah,
bumper cars are back.
Have you done bumper cars?
Like at the arcade type vibe? Yeah, definitely.
I've never participated, but I think I could get into that.
To hit each other.
Totally. Yeah, I think that's the point.
But then, have you seen like they take it too far sometimes? They have like big car like. They'll sit in like a little dirt arena and like bump cars for real.
Like normal cars. Human cars.
With humans, yeah.
Right. Well, I did hear something that blows through town every once in a while is the monster truck rally.
Yeah, I've gone to that in Milwaukee.
I think I could like that. That could be something cool. That's also drag.
That's drag-esque, definitely. Yeah. The trucks
they're tricked out.
They're tricked out, just like the drag queens. Job. They got entrance music like the drag queens.
So true.
That I didn't think about that.
Performance art.
That is a drag for trucks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Perhaps if you don't want to put on a costume, you could just have your car do it. You know,
I like that.
We've got options. Well, Rohan, thank you so much for coming on this podcast. I have one more question for you.
Okay.
Is your hater mode activated today?
Yeah, I'm feeling like a hater after a few glasses.
Are you? Because you came on here telling me you think you're an optimist.
That's not me. Like, really, that's not me. I am that guy. If like maybe I was a bad fit.
No, I think you're doing amazing.
But I could hate.
This is it, Rohan. After this, you're getting a girlfriend for sure.
Oh, hell yeah! I'd love that. Ladies, I'll make you your favorite I'll make you a pasta you're really gonna like.
I'll make you an offer you can't refuse. How's that pitch? Okay, what's in the pasta?
Oh, I would do like a vodka pasta.
Okay, I love a vodka
with some chicken,
sauce.
Some protein. You know,
right.
I don't want to go all meatless.
That's another reason you couldn't. It couldn't be that 19-year-old girl who tried to match with you on that because she can't have the vodka pasta sauce.
That's a good point. Yeah, I was just like, I wouldn't even know what to do with this girl.
No, right. I know. It's so hard these days. That's what happens, though, apparently, when you put your age limit to 80.
To 81 to 85. I heard there was a hack. My douchey cousin gave me a hack.
Does he know that you call him that?
No. But I will make fun. He just says some crazy stuff. And like,
totally. Well, I mean, hacking, the idea alone of hacking
the dating app. Like I didn't even consider any of these things.
I will say there is something interesting about dating apps these days where I feel like they are kind of there is a gamification to the system where they kind of hide all the people you might actually really like behind paywalls. And there is something so fucked up about that.
It's true. That was another thing he said was like, you got to get Hinge X.
Right.
I was like, what?
I mean, at the end of the day,
it's kind of a pay to play system now.
Completely.
Which is that's messed up.
It is right. Why
and
are
it's
we
like not cheap.
Why are we putting paywalls in between?
I was like, okay,
love?
I'll try it for a month. Yeah, why? There's no walls.
No walls.
No walls. They're keeping you from me. You
absolutely. Yes. You. Well, I think my hater mode is activated today. I think I can confidently say that. But I had a lovely dinner with you.
Thank you for dinner. That was awesome.
Yeah, I made the sauce.
Now we can smoke it. Now we can smoke a joint.
Fuck yeah. I have to drink my wine. I'll supervise. We can supervise each other.
Okay, perfect.
I think that sounds good. Well, thanks, Rohan. I hope that you'll come back again soon.
Definitely. I'd love to. That was great. I was very scared.
Don't be scared. And how to measure up to your expectations.
Oh, it was great. It's just like, yeah, it was great.
Having a little chat.
That's like just if we were talking without the mics.
Completely. And we can keep chatting.
But we're going to
say bye to you guys. We love you so much. Bye.